Hey guys, it's Gabby. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I have the do's and don'ts of gel polish, and basically we're just going to be going over everything you need to know to do gel nails right at home. So I hope this is helpful, and let's get right into the video. Okay, so here is what my nail is looking like. I just rinsed it off with water, dried it off with a paper towel, and now I'm going to jump into my nail prep. So first you want to start by removing your cuticles, and there are a few ways to do this, but typically I like to use cuticle remover, and I've been using this Blue Cross one for about 4 months now, and I love it so much. It works well, and it's also affordable. So basically I'm just going to take that and put it around my cuticle area, and then I'm using an orange wood stick to gently scrape that cuticle off of my nail plate and also push back the eponychium, which is the skin around my nail. And this step is super important because it's going to help prevent your gel polish from lifting or even popping off of your nail. And if you find that your cuticle isn't easily coming off your nail, or you just have a buildup of cuticles, you can also use a metal pusher like I'm doing right here. But either way, you want to be gentle when you're doing this, and you shouldn't be bleeding or anything, so if you are, you should probably stop. Moving on to the next step, you want to remove the shine from your nail. So in the past, I would actually use a buffing block to do this just because I felt like it was more gentle on the nail, but I realized that even though it does remove the shine from your nail, it also smooths out the nail. And you don't want that because you want to create a rough surface so that the gel has something to adhere to, and that's why instead you want to use a 180 grit nail file. And I want to make it clear that this is not going to damage your nails as long as you're doing it lightly and not applying any pressure. So I'm just going around my nail and gently removing that top layer. And lately I've been doing kind of the circular motion when I do this, which I really like. But yeah, again, just make sure you're being careful when you do this step. Don't dig into your nail plate or file too much of it off because that will cause damage. During this step is when I will also shape my nails. So as you can see, they are a square shape. And all I do for this is take my file and go straight up along the side of my nail and then straight across. And you want to make sure you're only filing in one direction when you do this. When you're done with that, you are going to have some file dust on your nails. So what I like to do is take some rubbing alcohol and a makeup sponge and wipe my nail off. And I really like this because it's kind of a 2-in-1 step because one, I'm removing that dust, and I'm also removing any oils that can be on my nail. And I never use cotton balls to do this because they can leave little string pieces behind that can get into your polish. But something else you can use is a lint-free wipe. And instead of the rubbing alcohol, you can also use 100% acetone to do the same thing, removing the oils and also wiping off the dust. And depending on what products you're using, some brands may have a nail dehydrator that you can use here or a nail primer. So next we're going to move on to the base coat. So most gel nail polish will have a base coat unless it's an all-in-one where you don't need a base coat or a top coat. And before I show you guys how to apply it on the nail that I just prepped, I want to show you how the base applies over a nail that I didn't remove the shine from and that I didn't remove the oils from. So I actually have done this years ago when I first got into gel nail polish. I would just jump right into the gel, and basically it causes the gel to sort of move around and draw back from certain areas of the nail. So right here it's kind of in the middle randomly, but a lot of times I'll see that along the tip of the nail where it's kind of drawing back. And this actually could be from the brand that you're using, but most of the time it is because there are still oils on your nail. So just something to look out for. All right, so back to what you do want to do. So gel nail polish is applied in a really similar way to normal nail polish. You want to make sure you're applying each layer in thin coats, and try your best not to get any onto your cuticle area or onto your skin. And if you do, just make sure you wipe it off before you go to cure it. And you can use an orange wood stick or a small brush to wipe it off of your skin. So if you're a beginner and you're like, what is curing? It's basically how gel polish dries or hardens. So this is the biggest difference between regular nail polish and gel nail polish. With regular nail polish, you have to wait for it to air dry, but with gel nail polish, you put it under the lamp and cure it and it's instantly dry. So basically without a lamp, your gel polish is not going to dry. After you apply your base coat, you're going to cure your nail, and the length of time your nail is going to be under the lamp is really just going to depend on what lamp you're using and also what products you're using. So it could be 30 seconds, it could be 60 seconds, it really just varies. But I'm going to be using the Kiara Sky Beyond Home lamp, and this is actually a new lamp. It's a smaller version of their Beyond Pro, and I love Kiara Sky lamps so much. I've had one for like a year and a half, and it works with so many different brands, which is great. So I will have that link down below, but I just cured my nail for 60 seconds and then it is completely dry. So something that you don't want to do is have your gel polish in front of your lamp or near your lamp, because I've done it before. It will cure your gel polish inside of the bottle and you'll go to open it and it'll be hard and ruined. So Just keep it really far away and you'll be good. After your base coat, you are going to choose a gel polish color of your choice. So I'm going to be using Dripping in Gold, and this was my first time using it, but guys, I think this is my new favorite gel polish because it is gorgeous. I was actually freaking out when I was using it. But before you go in with that first coat, you want to wipe off most of the nail polish because again, we're working in thin coats. So I will wipe the brush off completely on one side that I'm not using and then most of it on the side that I am using. I'm just going to start off by capping the tip, and this is when you take the brush and run it along the free edge of your nail. This is going to help prevent chipping and also give your nail a more even appearance. Sometimes I do this after I polish my nail, but most of the time I do it before I go in with that coat. So the consistency of gel can really vary by brand. Some have more of a thicker formula, some are more runny. So I would try out a few different brands if you can and just kind of see what works best for you. So personally, I love Kiara Sky. I feel like it's really smooth and easy to work with, but I mean, some people may not like this brand at all, and that's okay because not everything works for everybody, you know? But anyways, after that coat, I'm going to cure my nail for another 60 seconds under my lamp. And some lamps do have different time options, but this one in particular is automatically 60 seconds. After that, you're just going to repeat these steps until you're happy with your color. So apply thin coats, wipe off any gel that may get on your skin, and then cure your nail. The amount of coat you do is again just going to depend on what brand you're using and also what color. I've had gel polish be a 1 coater, sometimes even 4 or 5 coats, but on average it's about 2 or 3 coats. This color ended up being a 3 coater, but honestly when they are 4 or 5 coats, I don't really mind just because it does dry instantly, so it doesn't take much longer. Once your color is applied, you're going to move on to your gel top coat. So this one is a non-wipe top coat, which means after you're done curing, you're not going to have that sticky inhibition layer. And again, you want to wipe off that excess gel from the brush because we're working in thin coats. And here is the finished nail using gel nail polish. Guys, I still can't get over how pretty this color is. Like, look at that. And if you didn't use a non-wipe top coat, then you might still have that sticky residue. So you can just get rid of that using rubbing alcohol and a makeup sponge. Quickly, before we get into removal, I want to show you guys a few things that you don't want to do. So first off, when you get it on your skin and you don't wipe it off and you go to cure it, it will cure or harden onto your skin. So this can be really difficult to get off, and it also may cause you to feel kind of a burning sensation, or it may feel hot underneath the lamp if it's on your skin. Throughout this entire video, I've been saying thin coats, and I know you guys are probably tired of hearing it, but it is really important because you don't want your nail to look too thick, and also it may cause the gel polish to not cure properly. So if you see your nail wrinkling or anything like that, that's probably because your coats are too thick, and it could even cause the layer to still be wet just because it's not going all the way through, if that makes sense. Moving on to removal. So gel nail polish should last you about 2 weeks, but it could be shorter, it could be longer. There's just a lot of factors that go into that. But when you go to remove it, you're going to start by filing off that top shiny layer. Without this step, it's going to be hard to soak off the gel. And also, don't pick off your nails, guys. I know it's tempting, but don't do it. It's going to damage your nails. So once the shine is gone, you're going to need 100% acetone. Don't try to use normal nail polish remover because it's not going to do anything. But basically, I'm just going to saturate my cotton ball with that and then put it on my nail. And then I'm using this soak off nail clip and putting that right on top. So you do have this option. I get these from Amazon. I'll make sure I link them down below. But you can also just use aluminum foil, and they both have pros and cons. So with the clips, they're so much easier to put on, and I think that's why I use them so much. But aluminum foil is probably the smarter option just because it does keep your cotton ball wet for longer, and also it traps the heat in, so it is more effective in soaking off your gel. But really, you could do either way. So after about 15 minutes, your gel should start to break apart and flake off your nail. So again, I'm going to grab my orange wood stick and use that to push the product off of my nail. I wouldn't use a metal pusher to do this just because, I mean, it's going to work, but it's also going to scrape up your nails in the process. So I just stick to orange wood sticks and stay on the safe side. So as you can see, it is rolling off my nail really easily, but there are some stubborn parts in the middle of my nail. So what I like to do is just take a nail file and file over the parts that aren't soaking off as easily, and then I'll re-soak it for a few more minutes. Once you get all of that product off, your nails are probably going to be crusty and dry. So I like to finish off by washing my hands, and then I'll put on some cuticle oil and just massage that around my skin. I also apply cuticle oil after I do gel nails. I just forgot to mention that. So yeah, that is it for my do's and don'ts of gel nail polish. If you have more tips or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!